This video contains descriptions of graphic content that may be upsetting to sensitive viewers.
The infamous Barron Collier stairwell. Why? This is what the people wanted, to solve the mystery of who really defecated in the Barron Collier stairwell.
There have been many theories circulating the school as to who did the crime. No one has been able to solve the case and catch the culprit. Now that you are aware of the despicable acts committed, we can get into the theories.
Our first theory is one making its way around the halls of the high school. It involves a bit of imagination, but is not too far-fetched. This theory involves one four-legged friend who is out to make a major impact on what seemed like a normal day. It's possible a stray dog, missing the comfort of home, saw students walking back into the building and followed along. Since this attack was made around the time of the fire drill, it would have been easy for the dog to sneak in, as many doors were open and access was made easy. The stairwell has a door that is conveniently perfect for dogs to make the attack. The only issue, no one uses this door to evacuate the building in the case of a fire. Making this theory even more unlikely, how did no one notice the furry animal? Let's say our attacker did make it in unnoticed. It is very unlikely he or she would have been able to make it back out. However unlikely this theory may be, it is much more pleasant to believe than a human peer making out the attack.
Barron Collier High School, an irksome and frustrating environment. A place where students must follow the rules or deal with a certain school official's squeaky voice and superiority complex. One rule in particular could have led to the fecal matter, the bathroom passes. This theory never occurred to our first perspective of the crime. We needed new leads, new sources. Our theory centers around the panic of a student who, in the midst of loud sirens and shuffling of students like a herd of cows, just really had to take a shit. Picture this, an anxious student, tapping their knee as they wait for the teacher to finish their lesson. A bead of sweat forms on their forehead, pressure building in their bowels. Just as the student thinks they can't hold it in anymore, a miracle occurs, the fire alarm. The student floods with relief, pushing past the robotic-like students who don't seem to notice the student's urgency, and making a run for the bathroom down the opposite stairway. Taking the steps two at a time, the student suddenly couldn't hold it all in. Feces ran down the student's legs, hitting the stairs and creating the sticky situation. Again, while this seems plausible, no eyewitness accounts or a soiled student sulking from the crime's original location.
This is a very personal story. Perhaps what happened is that someone had an emergency and needed to immediately use the bathroom, but didn't have time. Due to the fact that he had no time to go to the bathroom, he did it right then and there, in his underwear, and most likely came out through the bottom of his pants. It's not normal that this would occur. It's extraordinary because there are several bathrooms here. Sadly, we do not know who did it because there are no cameras in this part of the stairwell, and we cannot know who this occurred to.
Muy extraordinaria, porque aquí lo que más sobran son baños. Lamentablemente no supimos quién fue porque no hay cámaras disponibles en esta parte de lo que es el local de las escaleras y no se pudo saber a quién le pudo haber ocurrido el suceso.
Our last theory is by far the most interesting. It is possible this act, while heinous, was premeditated and flawlessly executed. The perfect crime. If this act was more than a simple yet embarrassing accident, the suspect would have had to have been well informed and aware of when the fire drill would begin. Did a staff or student member have a conscious malicious decision to defecate in the student stairwell? In this theory, the suspect would have occupied the stairwell while classmates and teachers filed out of the building, innocently following procedure. The time frame to commit this act is slim. However, if properly planned and executed, it could be pulled off flawlessly, leaving no witnesses and only fellow classmates to spread and smear the evidence upon returning to the building. No one ever came forward to claim credit, leaving only a trail and mystery that caused others to plug their noses. And with no prime suspects and no new leads, we can say this case remains unsolved.